Why am I recording on a potato camera? You might wonder if you do. Honestly, I've been trying to make these videos for so long. Like, we're talking years, okay? I used to make science content and I loved it. It was so much fun and I think I could do something. But then the pandemonium hit around and, I, as like many other people, went through some changes, and that made me feel a certain kind of way, especially with the way people dealt with those changes, like people around me. So I think it has made it a little bit harder for me to come around and feel comfortable. But one thing that I keep telling myself is like, by the way, if you haven't catch the drift, it's, obviously like my physical appearance changed. And it's like physical appearance is something that I really don't care about in regards to like other people. Like, I would never, be like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm not one of those people. So it's like really weird to me that obviously, like, when it comes to myself, it's almost like I care. Well, period, of course I care. I think it's like a very human experience, right? But because of that same reason of it being like something superhuman, like self-esteem issues or like not feeling comfortable or whatever, I kind of have been telling myself like, look, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and like not really give a crap, like not look for the best lighting. I'm not gonna look for like, oh my gosh, what's gonna make me look this way. I'm like in a very cozy attire because like what I'm gonna do is very cozy. I'm gonna go ahead and do like a read with me. Obviously, like I'll try to take it seriously other times, but I wanted to start and just get myself out there feeling comfortable, just kind of, I feel like it's one of those things where like I feel that if I put all my cards on the table from the get-go, it's like, you can't catch me sort of thing. Maybe I don't know if that's healthy. I don't know if that's like what someone would recommend to do. Maybe it's not, but at this point I don't really care. I'm at a weird transition point in my life, where I graduated when, oh, by the way, yeah, my cozy attire is like a Saw t-shirt. But anyways, well, I don't know if you care, like, what point I am in my life. But it's a read with me, okay? We're like getting acquainted. We're getting to know each other, okay? But yeah, like when I graduated from college, I had something lined up and then they were like, never mind, because things happened like with the market. And I was like, that's fine. And I was gonna start applying, but I also had to like change my status of residency. And in order to do that, while it's being processed, you're not allowed to work. So I wasn't allowed to work for almost a year. Was it almost a year? Yeah, I think it was almost a year. So I wasn't allowed to work for almost a year. And then once I was allowed, I had been planning for such a long time to visit my family back home in Mexico because all my family's in Mexico. And just kind of like it was weird timing situations. And then I come back and it's well, we're currently living. So it's been a whirlwind. And I would be lying to you if I told you like I absolutely love my field. Like, I do, but it's it's got its things, right? So I'm in a weird position right now where obviously like I'm trying to look for a job. But I mean the market sucks. And I also want to just maybe venture out and see if I can like do something else that brings me joy, and maybe help other people. And by help other people, I don't mean like, oh, hi, sorry, Loki, my cat is here. Hi. He is so gorgeous. He loves the camera. He was born for attention, but he's evil. So, but yeah, so it's one of those things where like I might try to go back and do some of like my science content, when it comes to like tutorials and just like talking through things, and then also just keeping up with this side of like reading or hobbies or whatever, because I've really, again, these past couple of years, I think we've all struggled in different ways. And what I've noticed online is like, obviously, I'm not one to be like, oh, it's only me that feels this way. But like, yeah, no, a lot of us feel this need of like, I want to be social, I want to have community, but anxiety. Or like, I know I have to get out there, but anxiety. And I think a lot of the times with these things, or like I feel embarrassed about this, I think a lot of the times with these things, like one of us has to just kind of like get out there, and then you'll start, it's like a popcorn effect, you know what I mean? So, for example, I've started like a little book group in my area, and we're not really like reading, it's more like a hangout. Um, and I planned an event and whatnot, and I was petrified the first time I did it. I was like, what if they think I'm super weird? And I was like, honestly, that's the thing though. Worst case scenario, they think I'm freaking weird, and they're like, I'm never talking to her again, and they leave. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah. So this is the same with this, where I'm like, maybe someone opens it and they're like, what the heck? Like, what is she saying? Or like, does she ever shut up? And they leave. That's fine with me. But maybe someone is like, oh my god, I need that constant noise, so bring it on, right? So who knows? But anyways, on to something else. Finally, to like the thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna be reading. Da 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 da. I'm like 100 pages in so far. And I love that there's already been a reference to like the other books, the other trilogy that Ashley has already written. Wait, oh my god, have I not been recording my audio? No, 1 second, 1 second. Okay, so now that I feel like more comfortable, all the weird things that I have to do, like all the restarts and figuring out that I wasn't even recording, I'm gonna go ahead and maybe explain a little bit of like what the read with me is, or like not what it is. Like obviously, it's read with me, but I think I'm gonna do it by spurs again. I'm gonna like do a little like, oh, I'll come back in an hour, or like I'll come back in 2 hours, like whatever. So next time you see me, I'm gonna have read a couple of things. I also have like my smaller camera, but the audio sucks. So, oh, maybe my phone. Oh, maybe I can do my phone. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, next time you see me, maybe I'll have like, it'll be the little phone camera. But yeah, look, honestly, I already feel somewhat better because I'm like, they already saw me. Like, they already know who I am. We're already friends. They're already like, I know what it's like to be anxious. I know what it's like to like hate yourself. Um, but it is what it is. It is what it is, okay? I saw this meme today that was like this like cute hamster in like a pink Barbie car, and it was like the horrors continue, but I persist. And I'm gonna put it here, and that's me right now, and I feel like that that's you. You know that that's you and I. So we're just gonna keep going, and I'll just come back later and tell you like what's up. If it's gotten like spicy, I'm probably gonna eat too. I went to the store this morning to Cascarini, so I did have like some coffee. But yeah, I haven't had like an actual lunch. So I might do that, and I might post on threads like I usually do. I love to share those. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm hoping with all my freaking heart that I can just get this out, okay? Like again, I'm not giving, and I don't know if those things are blurred, things that I should blur, but I just want it out there. I just want to talk. I just want to connect, okay? So I'm gonna probably, I don't know if it's gonna be like a finish the book with me kind of thing, but it's gonna be something, okay? I guess we'll see where it goes, but that's pretty much it. Or Loki. I'm sorry. Okay, so my 40 minute timer is not done yet, but I wanted to make a stop. And this is gonna be like a spoiler, okay? I'm about to start chapter 12. And I guess one of the issues that I've been having lately, and it's rough because, as I said, this is like, you know, Ashley for me is one of those authors that I'm just gonna like buy. However, like, with all due respect, I guess one of the things that I've been having issues, and maybe it's because I've been reading like other queer books that have like shown me other ways in which authors like deal with romance and stuff like that. But this to me, like even the other three books are very like quick romance, you know what I mean? Like it's not it's the type of books that like you spend the weekend reading or like chill reading time. It's nothing too deep, right? And I don't mind insta love. However, like the thing that's kind of pissing me off, not pissing me off, but like it's bothering me a little bit is, again, full spoiler, right? So it's like, okay, it's insta love. Sure, whatever. Like we've all been completely infatuating. I don't know. The thing is, they were 13. 1-3. And I am like, I can totally understand sort of like some and even like, here's the thing, it's not even that they were 13 perhaps, like, okay, you had this experience that really marked you, but it literally, like, it took me to read, she says like, Dylan closed her eyes, let herself go back to that night on the beach 18 years ago. And I'm like, 18 years ago, bro, like, it was a fucking kiss. One kiss when you were 18, when you were 13, 18 years ago. I kind of don't know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay. I mean, I guess because of the context, it means a lot, like what they were going through. But yeah, that's, for some reason, it's irking me. Okay? Call me a hater. Maybe I am a hater. Okay? But yeah, so that's sort of like, suspicious to me. Like, so yeah, we will see, but I don't know. I feel like maybe that's why I haven't been able to like get super thrown into it, because I'm like, girl, come on, it was 18 years ago, okay, like, come on. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and keep reading and check in maybe later. Okay, so far, I've only gotten to chapter 7. Oh, sorry about that. I'm so sorry, dear Mike. I've only gone to chapter 17. I'm getting kind of sleepy, so I'm torn between making some coffee or getting like a, what is it? Like a diet Pepsi Zero, whatever, cherry Coke, or a Monster Ultra. All healthy options, I'm sure. But yeah, I have to be honest, I am somewhat struggling with this one. I think okay, maybe I'm an asshole, but like, there's something about like, maybe it's the current state of the world, who knows, but like, celebrities and capitalism and like privilege and like all that. And again, like the storyline is already like, okay, 13 or 18 years ago, y'all met for like 2 hours. Okay, sure, let's go with that. But then Dylan, like the one of the girls, is giving like, I don't know, it's maybe I'm just in a mood, who knows, but like it's given very like, she's a celebrity, right? And like she can't handle her I mean, as someone who grew up with like neglectful parents and like in a bad situation, I understand, but it's like, I think that maybe when you don't have the money and the privilege to just like have others do things for you, you learn how to do those by yourself, right? Um, so yeah, it's sort of, I'm having a little bit of an issue with her where like a lot of the things I'm like, girl, come on, like get a grip. You know what I mean? It reminds me of, funny enough, I have it on here, the fan service. It was like the March Afterlight book. It was, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it at first. It's this like kind of like washed up celebrity guy, and it reminds me of like the dynamic that's going on in this book. And at first I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but it's funny. Like he makes fun of himself in a way. He doesn't take himself too seriously. Like he does, but he doesn't. And then maybe that's the way this book is gonna like evolve too. But right now it just feels a little too corny, and that's giving me a little bit of a hard time when it comes to like just enjoying. And then Riley reminds me of, I'm sorry, Ramona reminds me of like, you know that meme of like the girl, the Disney girl with the bangs? I don't know why she's giving me, I'm sorry about the mic again. She's giving me that energy. And I'm like, you know what I mean? So it's odd. It's odd, okay? Again, I'm like, maybe I'm just not in the greatest mood. And maybe that's why I'm feeling that way. But I'm kind of surprised it's hitting me this way, like the book. Um, but yeah, maybe I'm gonna go get like a snack or something so I can like cleanse my palate. Um, and another thing that I think is sort of bothering me a little bit is it's really reminding me of Delilah Green um, doesn't care. And I'm kind of worried that these upcoming new books are just gonna be sort of like a rewrite of those stories. You know, it's like small town and they reunite, and I I don't know. I kind of wanted something new, right? Um for example, like April, one of the characters, I'm already like, "Oh, is that going to be our Astrid?" You know what I mean? Like the second book in the series from the last one, because you know she was like gonna be married and all these things, and I don't know, it's giving me a lot of like way too similar vibes, but in a way that I'm just like, it's too predictable, you know what I mean? Like Ramona really reminds me of Claire. So yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm gonna take a little break and then I'll come back and read for a little longer. Hi besties, it is me. You know, I did eat. So I what did I eat? I ate like a piece of bread, which I can't even eat bread. But you know, I'll just take like the enzyme pills, like the ones that help you with digestion. So I just did that. Had like a piece of bread, had 2 hard-boiled eggs, my diet Pepsi Zero Coke or whatever. And I've been trying to put together the video. Okay, listen. I don't think we're finishing tonight, okay? That's pretty ambitious. I might keep recording, but that might be like another video. But yeah, we're not. I'm gonna put this out. I'm gonna put the first one out, and then I'm gonna like be better. If that's a thing, I'm gonna be better like tomorrow, because tomorrow I have like the actual signing of the book, which I hope I can record a little bit of. And I have this weekend, I'm trying to make like a Twilight watch party, because like obviously I'm like really cool, if you haven't noticed. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I want to make some snacks and something. It was the birthday from one of the persons that are one of the girlies that's coming. And I'm a horrible person, and I realized that I missed it. I just met them. But still, I want to do something because they are really, really cool, and I don't know, I love that type of stuff, okay? So I want to make them like a cake and stuff, and I think it would be fun to record a little bit of that, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep recording, but I'm gonna push this one out, because we're not caring, because we're just like putting it out there, okay? We're just putting ourselves out there, whoever and whatever that may be. We're just going for it, okay? And yeah, maybe this is fueled by caffeine, and that's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and like finish this video up so that I can just send it out into the world, and then I'll probably just keep posting throughout the week. And hopefully you stay along so we can chat, you can hear me, you just yap about a lot of things, and hopefully the quality of my videos will be better in like a week's time. Because this truthfully was just, my attempt of like wanting to do something that I've been telling myself that I've been wanting to do forever. So yeah, I think you know what I mean. But anyways, okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is, please note, the new number is